So what you do is you put about 6 inches of soil at the bottom, about 6 inches in the bucket. Okay, that's good. That's about 6 inches. 6 inches of soil. Okay, that's great. I don't know if you can see this. See, 6 inches of soil at the bottom of the bucket. You don't have to fill the bucket all the way to the top. You may think, well, maybe I'll fill it up all the way to the top. But no, just put about 6 inches to the bottom of the soil. And then put your potatoes in. And these are determinate potatoes. So most of these potatoes you're going to get mostly all at once. These are determinate. You can get indeterminate or you can get the determinate. These are determinate potatoes. So you make sure that you put the base at the facing the bottom and the crown. Well, hello everybody. Today we'll be talking about how to grow potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. So we have a 5-gallon bucket here. It's food grade. Make sure that you get a food grade bucket. I would say suggest that's the best type of bucket to get. Uh, and you can find these buckets. The best way to do it, if you're only planning on using just a few, maybe about 5-gallon buckets to plant your potatoes. We're talking about we're planting red Nolan potatoes today in a 5-gallon bucket. So what I did, I went online and uh, I selected the location that had the lowest price. The lowest price of the 5-gallon buckets. So you probably will find about maybe 5 locations. Unless you just want to order online if you have plenty of time. But we selected uh, one of the big box stores that had a great selection, which in this location here in Zone 10, they was going for about, I would say, I think I got 8 buckets for $27. 8 buckets for $27, food grade. So that's in this area, that's a pretty good deal. And what I did was I took my drill and I drilled holes at the bottom. Just take your drill and you see drill holes at the bottom so you can have good drainage. Don't just put them in the bucket and don't drill the holes. Your potatoes most likely probably would rotten if you did that. So, and the potatoes I got uh, is red Nolan, and uh, they're already sprouting. And I decided not to cut these. I wanted to plant them right away. You can cut them in sections, maybe 3 sections, and make sure that uh, the sprouts facing upward. The crown is facing upward on the potato. But I'm just going to plant these whole. You can plant them whole. You can cut them if you want to. And if your potatoes are not sprouting, you can set them up near maybe a window or something for a week or so they can begin to sprout. But these was already sprouting. I just picked these up at a farm store in this area, and they're already sprouting. I was hoping that they was already sprouting because I really want to plant these right away. So we're going to plant these right away. They're already sprouting. They're ready to go, and I'm ready to get them in the ground. So all I'm going to do, and I'm going to put maybe, I think I'm going to put 4 in the bucket. I'm supposed to have them around, yeah, yeah, 4 in the bucket. Uh, so that's what we're going to do here. And so you take your bucket here. Now I already got soil. I got Miracle Grow Mix. Planting soil has everything that you need in that bag. One day we're going to do a video where you can uh, fix your own soil. But today we have everything already mixed up for us. All we got to do is plant it. Put the soil in the bucket. You got everything that's needed in this soil here. So what you do is you put about 6 inches of soil at the bottom, about 6 inches in the bucket. Okay, that's good. That's about 6 inches. 6 inches of soil. Okay, it's great. I don't know if you can see this. See, 6 inches of soil at the bottom of the bucket. You don't have to fill the bucket all the way to the top. You may think, well, maybe I'll fill it up all the way to the top. But no, just put about 6 inches to the bottom of the soil. And then put your potatoes in. And these are determinate potatoes. So most of these potatoes you're going to get uh, mostly all at once. These are determinate. You can get indeterminate or you can get the determinate. These are determinate potatoes. So you make sure that you put the base at the facing the bottom and the crown facing upward. And you see the sprouts, they're facing upwards. So you put one there, and I'll show you how I got them. Make sure to get the base. Don't just face them upside down. So make sure the base, the crown is up. Okay. Sprouts are facing upward position. And then you would cut these. If you plan on cutting your potatoes, you can, but I'm not going to do these. You make sure that you cut them in a way so you can have the eye of the potato, which is the sprouts, facing upward. You just want to make sure that you have, like this one here. If I was going to cut this one, I would just cut it twice. So you can, but after you cut it, you should let them cure, set them away for a few days. So you don't want to put a potato in the ground that you just cut because it may rot. So too much moisture, you got to let it dry for a few days and then plant it. Don't just cut it and then put it in the pot. Wait a few days before you do that. Okay, so we're not cutting these. So we want to make sure that we put them in the ground right. This is the base and this is the crown. So I got them all here in the pot, ready to go. And I'm going to let you get a good look at that. I think maybe I can move the camera so you can take a look. See how we got that? Hello, how you doing down there? Then we're ready to go. Put some dirt on us. Okay, we're going to put some dirt on them. They're ready to go. Okay, and we're ready to eat those French fries. Are you ready for fries? Okay, well, get you some potatoes, whatever, potato salad. These are good for potato salad. Now, Aquila does most of the cooking. I just cook eggs and turkey bacon. But when it gets to things like, well, I guess French fries are easy. I can do that. But potato salad, Aquila does that. Okay, so but they're ready to go. I have these ready to go. Okay, so all you do now, okay, so these are determinate potatoes. And you place the dirt gently on top. So we got about 6 inches at the bottom, and you want about 6 inches on the top of the potatoes. So we got 6 inches on the bottom. You can put 5 inches if you want to, but I'm doing mine 6'6". That's easy to remember, 6'6". Okay, you can say 5'5", but I'm saying 6'6". Okay, you don't want to put too much on there. Okay, that's about 6 inches on top and 6 inches on the bottom. Okay, so I'll let you take another look. It's about 6'6". 6 at the bottom, potatoes in, and 6 on top of the potato. Okay, and then it'll be good to go. It's getting a little dark out here. I was gonna do this outside, but it's temperature is dropping here in zone 10. I think today's date, I don't know, I think today is maybe the 5th, uh, February the 5th. So I want to get these potatoes in the pot right away. It takes about 70 days before harvest comes. So we have them in the pot. Take about 70 days. So all you got to do is wait and wait patiently, and they'll be ready. So after that, you got your potatoes in the pot. What we're going to do now? Well, what you're going to do now, you're going to put some water. So already got your hose at the bottom. Uh, if you forget to put the hose in, you still can do it. I've done that before. You still can do it, if you forgot. But you must put the hose in the bucket, at the bottom of the bucket, okay? You're going to have some problems. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your water hose and don't too much water, but make sure your soil is moist, and don't overwater every day, but just keep it moist. Keep the soil moist, put a little water, and try to do it maybe once a day. In the mornings. Don't wait until like uh, just before dark. No, do it in the mornings. So so your pot can have time to dry out during the day. Okay, but if you do it at night, there's a chance that your potatoes may rot in the ground. And so you want to make sure you do all your watering in the mornings. And don't just put too much water. Just keep it moist. And after you do that, when the plant starts growing, when the potato plant starts growing, it'll start growing up. And keep it, I would say, depends on what zone you're in. Now, April is kind of hot down here in zone 10. You may get 90 degrees in April. So I most likely will put this, I can move this around during the day. I put it in the sun, then I have a nice beautiful tree over there, and you can put it under the tree. You can put it partially in the sun or partially magnolia tree. You can put it right under the magnolia tree during midday. You need to get some sun. So when it starts growing a little, you can put a little more. So when the flower, when it starts growing up to about this high, over the rim of the bucket, you can put a little more soil, maybe some leaves or something like that, to mulch it, to keep the sun off the potato. You don't want the potato underground when it starts growing to get too much sun. You want to protect that potato from the sun, so you want to make sure that you got maybe some type of leaves or mulch around the soil. You don't want to just have the soil and the sun is beaming down on the potato all day. You want to protect that plant from the light of the sun so it can develop in that soil. So this is about it. And after you do all of that, you can get ready for your harvest. Okay? So we have 4 potatoes here. So we're going to expect the harvest. Okay, February the 7th, March, April, May. I expect around the latter part of May, because these was already budding. These potatoes here, they was already budding in the bag. And so, look at that. It was, I mean, they're ready to go. Some potatoes you buy, they're not budding. But these are ready to go, so I expect we shouldn't have to wait too long. 70 days, maybe 60 days. We'll see. Well, anyway, that's it. How to grow potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. Food grade. Make sure food grade. Well, anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Goodbye now. Have a wonderful day.